Hi, welcome to my channel, Lux to O, and today I wanted to dive into some popular fragrances. Well, a couple aren't as popular, but I wanted to share them with you, and they are tobacco fragrances. The tobacco leaves are highly prized by perfumers, and the tobacco notes can offer different qualities during the blending process. It blends well with so many other notes to create various effects. It can be blended to create something that is warm and gourmand or spicy, and it's also been known to lend a woody, earthy, herbaceous sweet, or just a subtly smoky quality to a fragrance. It also blends beautifully with florals, woods, leather, or vanilla. And it can create a very masculine scent or simply give a scent deep, dark, and mysterious. So let's start with the first fragrance, which is Guerlain's Tobacco Honey. And I know many of you have heard a lot about it, and this is definitely worthy of the hype, and I even think it's worthy of the price point. It's an amber woody fragrance that is a fall and winter unisex fragrance. It blends beautifully with the other notes in it, such as spices and the vanilla. It also has a tonka bean, sesame, and cardamom, and it gives that kind of exotic feel to the fragrance. This is just a melodious creation that is the best part of thick, golden, sweet honey and a tobacco that comes along kind of like a soft blonde tobacco with brightness. It never becomes ashy, but smoky, deep, and sensual. The spices of cardamom, anise, and clove create a perfect fall blend, and I find the sesame in here gives us an exotic feel. The entire concoction is created and complete with creamy woods, and it makes me feel like the woods are kind of dusted or drizzled with honey. I can even imagine a bit of the waxy honeycomb being immersed in the liquid. It isn't, but that's what it kind of reminds me of. It's perfect for that sophisticated, elegant evening, event, or even during the day. This is versatile and perfectly suitable to wear anytime, any place, in my opinion. 3 words for Guerlain's Tobacco Honey is smoldering, spicy, and sensual. And if you go to their website and you're ordering a special gift for someone, you can even choose the cord color. You can choose the seal color, which in this one is black, and you can also choose the plate cover on the top in a different color, and it is metal. And you can also have this engraved, which I think are some quite nice touches if you're looking for a special gift for your special someone. It also has a bee on the back, which I wish they would put all around on the sides. And they do have some phenomenal bottles that do feature special designs, but they're quite expensive. And I'm very happy with this bottle, and I think I'll stick with it. The next fragrance is one that you've heard about also, and that is by Tom Ford Tobacco Vanille. Perfectly suitable for fall and winter, unisex fragrance, and it's a woody, spicy, kind of ambery fragrance that's warm and sweet too. Now, it was launched in 2007 and still remains popular. The projection and the longevity are okay on it. It doesn't last as long as I would like on my skin, but it's very pretty. I won't go into the notes for that gem because it's already in many collections, but I will also say the cacao and the dried fruits make this one cozy and a must-try. It's probably one of the first vanilla fragrances I've ever smelled, and it was able to reach out and touch my very heart. From the first spray, it was an easy one to love. And I love the dried fruit notes and fragrances. And it smells like it is just dusted with that cocoa powder. But it also has a deep vanilla bean. Imagine that long, dark vanilla bean, and you open it up and you're scraping the inside out to put in a recipe. And the vanilla just comes across like that of actual vanilla pod to my nose. It just gives that flavor some amped up appeal. And it does that for baking as well. And it's a masterful creation, and I think for 2007 it spurred other companies to offer that tobacco scent and helped me to relive some fond memories growing up. 3 words for the fragrance Tobacco Vanille would be Christmas to my nose, family, and richness. The next fragrance is not as easy to love, but I felt like I had to mention it. It is Jazz Club by Maison Margiela, and you can easily smell that at a lot of department stores, also at Sephora. It's supposed to invoke images of a Brooklyn jazz club and its smoky atmosphere. I do not believe Jazz Club is an easy fragrance to wear. I like it, and I can't leave Sephora without smelling it and taking those random sniffs and occasional sprays. But it's worth mentioning as a tobacco scent. It gives it a boozy rum and smoky kind of style with a sweetness from tobacco bean and vanilla. So there again we see those 2 sweet notes paired with the tobacco because they work so well together. And there is also a clary sage note, but sadly that does not make an appearance on my skin, or I would likely have a bottle of Jazz Club. This one to me leans more masculine and is a little bit too smoky smelling on my skin. And to me it smells similar to that of a firebox that needs to be emptied, but it is better than that. 3 words for Maison Margiela's Jazz Club would be warm, spicy, and a touch boozy. The next fragrance, I could not find my actual bottle, but this is the bottle it comes in. Plume Impressions. These fragrances should not be underestimated. I have 4 in my collection, and they're lovely fragrances. And the one I'm thinking of, though, is called Royal Bourbon, and I do want to provide the notes for this fragrance because I believe that they all shine through during the fragrance's evolution on my skin. Top notes you have licorice, which I quite enjoy, cinnamon, ginger, and pink peppers, so it's bright. Mid notes of rum, tobacco, leather, and caramel. Base notes of vanilla, benzoin, amber, and cedarwood. Already the notes tell me I really think I would like it. In fact, I really like this one a lot, but my husband does not. I've tried several samples and a 5 ml decant, but whether my family doesn't like it or not sometimes can make me choose it, or if it's challenging to my husband's nose, then I may not choose it. And it also makes my dogs sneeze a lot. The licorice note is likely what grabs me and doesn't want to let me go. The cinnamon and ginger certainly help this cause my heart to go pitter-patter. And that added sweetness of caramel in the middle with the tobacco and leather makes it a wonderful home alone scent for me, and me alone. I'm okay with this, and from this review, I think I'm going to go ahead and order a full-sized bottle from So Avant-Garde. They have ways to sample, and I have sampled many from them, and then it lets me know I may want a full bottle of it, and this is certainly one of those. So Avant-Garde has a wonderful customer service department, and also I've never been unhappy with a purchase from So Avant-Garde, and their shipping is very quick, and I've never received anything damaged at all. And if I have a question, I'm responded to within just a few hours, and that's So Avant-Garde. If I enjoyed nothing but the licorice in Royal Bourbon from Plume Impressions, then I would go back to the dry down. And also there is my love of amber and woods in this case. Cedarwood gives it the lasting power, and it also comes from benzoin. However, I find the 4 Plume impressions in my collection have great lasting power and sillage. In Royal Bourbon, you get something that is boozy, spicy, warm, and decadent. It's versatile, and I think it has a bit of sophistication. The leather is not too dominant to my nose either. This house should not be slept on, so I would explore it. If you would like to have me review this house, then just let me know in comments and I'll be happy to do it. Plume Impressions, I like the bottle, and the tops are very heavy, metallic. They're very weighted, and they fit on so nicely. They're not magnetic, but they're quite nice. And I like the bottle with the plume. 3 words for Plume Impressions Royal Bourbon would be refined, underrated, and recommended. The next fragrance has an unusual story that I have to share with you, and it is by Ate and Bob, and it is called Nuit, Megeve. I hope that's how you say it. Lovely fragrance. This one is the last one on this list, and it's certainly deserving of a place in my closet. It's an aromatic fragrance. Let me tell you the story that I find so interesting. One night during his summer vacation in 1937 on the French Riviera, Albert met a young American student, and they got along very well. And this young American student was touring France in a convertible. That young man was John F. Kennedy. Kennedy's charm and congeniality persuaded Albert to leave him a sample of this cologne because it was something he created for himself. On returning from his vacation, Albert received a letter from John F. Kennedy in the United States thanking him for the kind gesture and informing him of the success of the perfume while enjoying it around his friends. His request that he sent to Albert said, "Send me 8 samples, and if your production allows, another one for Bob." So that's why the name was chosen for the company of Ate and Bob. Without fully understanding the request, Albert decided to send a box with enough extra samples to offset the transportation costs. He didn't fill the order until Philippe found some beautiful glass jars in a French Parisian pharmacy. Albert considered them suitable for his cologne and labeled them with John's amusing request, Ate and Bob. I love that story. Ate and Bob Nuit Megeve has top notes of grapefruit, petitgrain, and clove. In the mid you have tonka bean, orris, and coffee. In the base we have vetiver, tobacco, and musk. This is Nuit de Megeve, and it offers brightness with that citrus and the tobacco. I've had the opportunity to try it several times when I went to a perfume shop. This may seem masculine leaning to some due to the vetiver, tobacco, and musk in the base. It was suggested to me by one of the employees at the perfume shop, and he wanted my opinion. And when I tried it, I really liked it. He thought it was unisex, but not strongly masculine. I would say it's not a safe blind buy, but certainly worthy of getting your nose on. I think it's refreshing and bright too. The opening is lovely, and that heart has a sweetness that is very, very slightly powdery orris and a very nice light blonde coffee. In my opinion, this definitely would work for springtime as well as fall and winter. Perfect for casual or dressed up events. I'm not sure how popular fragrances are from this house, but I do have a few samples, in addition to being able to sniff these at a store. I would suggest trying tobacco fragrances, and letting me know what you think in the comments. I would love to know what you've tried and what you think I may need to get my nose on. And I would love it if you would like, share, and subscribe. It's very encouraging. And tell me which one of these you like, if you've tried them. And did the story inspire you to want to try 8 and Bob? Thank you so much, and I will look forward to seeing you in my next fragrance video, my fragrance friends. Thank you, and in the meantime, keep smelling divine.